Well, first and foremost, we have to be clear with our audience and our partners. Of course, COVID-19 was a hard blow to all of our initiatives, specifically for international relationships and international partnerships. First, if we think about March 2020, when it was the real start of the pandemic, none of us actually had any idea of how much this phenomenon would impact our institution and the way we conducted our activities. So first we were disoriented, and I think that this is the feeling that not only we felt in Italy, but of course all throughout Europe and the rest of the world. But I have to say that we were really fast to recover and to adapt to this new situation. So even if for a couple of months, specifically March and April, there was a lot of confusion also in our institution and at an institutional level of Italy, we were able to adapt and to overcome all the new challenges. This is also possible to see due to the fact that in 2021 and now in 2022, even if the pandemic is still going on, we were able to establish and to strengthen all of our partnerships, both at a national level and at a European level. I'll divide this answer into two different fields of our institution. So in Italy, when it comes to dealing with the pandemic, the main responsibilities fall under two different ministries. Of course, the ministries of education when it comes to dealing with the daily operations and the daily challenges of all educational institutions, both at lower and higher level, and the second ministry, which in this case is the most important, is the Ministry of Health. Both were able to talk to us constantly and to deliver solutions to unknown problems before 2020. None of us could really expect during our life. I'm talking to a personal life, I would never think of facing a pandemic in my lifetime. However, here we are. So what the Ministry of Education did was to give us specific information on how to deal with the pandemic when it comes to the onboarding, the enrollment of new students, how to deal with the academic life of students both at the first, second and third year of our institution, and also how to deal with the exams, because as you probably know, and probably most of our European partners did the same, we were actually forced to perform MA sessions and exam sessions online with tools such as Google Meets, Office 365. I have to say that overall my outlook is positive on how the Ministry of Education helped us all throughout the pandemic. Maybe something more could have been done specifically in 2020, because the Ministry of Education was slow to catch up with the pandemic, and in 2021 the response was overall better than it was in 2020. But I cannot say that this was really something to be blamed for, because once again, none of us could expect a phenomenon of this magnitude and shape. What I want to say is that the Ministry of Health was excellent, and I have to really praise how all of the infrastructures, both at a micro level, such as provincial and regional structures, were able to help us, because the wave of the pandemic was held thanks to the daily efforts of all the physicians, all the medics, all the paramedics. So I really want to take the opportunity to say thank you. Thanks to all the people that helped us in these very, very hard times. And I have to say that really the work and the effort that have been put together by the Ministry of Health in Italy have been short of but excellent. I would say that this is more of a cultural issue rather than a technological issue. If we think about Skype, for example, it's a tool that most of academic teachers, researchers, and some students have been using for the past decade. The problem is the mass adoption of these technologies. Because if I think about how many times I used my webcam before 2020, I would say that not more than 3 to 4 times a year. Now the issue is that all of a sudden we were forced to teach thousands of people how to use this technology, and most of these people had no idea even how to turn on the webcam. So it was more a cultural shock than a technological shock, because if you think about the fact that all of us have iPhones, all of us have nice laptops, you know that the technology is there, but most of the time you have no idea how to use it. So what we did was to very quickly teach all of our students and all of our researchers and teachers how to properly use the technologies that they already had. At the same time, we were able, and I want to say thanks to Microsoft, thank you Microsoft, we were able to quickly adopt the state-of-the-art technologies provided by Microsoft in this case, to make sure that all of our operations, all of our lessons, all of our exams could be used and could be enabled in a remote perspective, in a remote way. Specifically, we've been using 365, Teams, and I have to say that once again, this is not really a technological issue if you think about it. It's more of a cultural issue, and the only way to overcome this challenge is to, once again, education. You need to educate all of our students, we need to educate all of our teachers in the importance of being able to master this type of technology. I personally recommend that this knowledge should be learned earlier than the university, because the ideal solution would be to make sure that the onboarding students from the first day of the enrollment already know how to use this. So I hope that in the future this will be the case. I have to say that these hard times bring us together. So my take is very positive, because I think that there is a renewed European spirit of partnership, of collaboration, and I think that due to the fact that we were hit so hard by the pandemic, we had to come together, we had to put our differences aside, and I have to say that every single person and every single agency of our governments, of our institution, really put their best and did their best to make sure that we could, move forward and put the pandemic behind. So I think that the response has been excellent, both from a professional standpoint and specifically from a human level, because all of the people that I have had the privilege and the honor to work with in the last couple of years did their best to overcome the pandemic. So I'm really proud and I'm thankful for all that the European institution did for us, and for everything that our partners and the people that I work with did in the couple of years. So I'm really thankful, and I'm also proud of being European in this moment, because I think that we really did our best and showed the world how to overcome a pandemic. And I think that this is a turning point for Europe, and the future is bright. I'm sure that the future is bright.